Everyone thinks a laundromat is the perfect passive income. A room full of machines quietly printing quarters while you sleep. No employees, no inventory, no customers to talk to. Most first-time owners discover the truth within a year. The machines are not printing money. They are eating it. Here is the number nobody plans for. The average laundromat grosses somewhere between $100,000 and $200,000 a year in quarters and card swipes. But utilities, water, gas, sewer, and electric quietly consume 20 to 30% of that before the owner sees a cent. And after rent and repairs, a typical store nets its owner $30,000 to $60,000 a year. That is a business you might pay $300,000 to buy, producing the income of a mid-level office job on your feet fixing machines. In 2021, a nurse named Dana bought a laundromat that promised $80,000 a year in profit. The seller showed her collection logs and utility bills that looked perfect. 14 months later, she had replaced 2 water heaters, a sewer line, and 6 failing dryers, watched her water bill jump 30%, and discovered the previous owner had quietly inflated the numbers. She was working 20 hours a week for less than minimum wage. In the next 10 minutes, we break down every dollar behind owning a laundromat, the 3 ways in and what each really costs, the utility math that turns a busy store into a break-even trap, the hidden cost that quietly destroys margins, the 2 ways laundromats actually fail, and the one thing that separates a passive income machine from an expensive quarter-eating hobby. This is the money behind owning a laundromat. There is no single laundromat business. There are 3, and each one is a completely different commitment. Tier 1, the small unattended coin laundry. 10 to 20 machines in a lease strip mall unit. If you buy an existing one, expect to pay $50,000 to $200,000, priced at a multiple of its net income. Build one from scratch and the equipment alone runs $150,000 to $300,000 before a single load runs. The appeal is real. No employees, quarters and card swipes only. The catch: unattended stores attract theft, vandalism, and machines that break with no one there to notice. A broken washer leaking water for 6 hours costs the repair, the floor damage, and every customer who saw the flood and never came back. If the real numbers are already changing how you see laundromats, one tap on the like button pushes this breakdown to more people. It takes less than a second, and it genuinely helps. Now back to the money, because the moment you add a person and a service, the whole business changes. Tier 2, the attended full-service laundromat. Now you add staff and a wash and fold service where customers drop off laundry and pay by the pound, $1.50 to $2.50. This is where the real revenue lies. Wash and fold can add 30 to 50% on top of self-service income, but you have traded a quiet machine room for a small business with payroll and customer service. A single attendant at $15 an hour for 12 hours a day costs $65,000 a year. That wash and fold revenue needs to cover the attendant before it adds a single dollar to your pocket. Tier 3, the multi-store operator. Several locations, card and app-based payments, and commercial contracts washing linens for gyms, salons, and short-term rentals. Capital required climbs to $500,000 and beyond. At this scale, you are running a laundry company with managers, routes, and real overhead. But here is what is interesting. This is the only tier where the economics actually favor you, because the overhead spreads across multiple revenue streams and commercial contract margins are 2 to 3 times higher than self-service. Now the part that turns a busy laundromat into a trap, the utility math. Here is the fantasy. 20 washers, each running 6 loads a day at $4 a load. That is $480 a day, over $170,000 a year just from the washers, plus the dryers. It sounds like a machine that prints money. Then reality arrives as a utility bill. A single wash cycle uses 25 to 40 gallons of water, most of it heated by gas. Multiply that across 20 machines running 6 times a day, and you are pushing through 3,000 to 5,000 gallons every single day. Water, sewer, and gas together routinely consume 15 to 25% of gross revenue. On a store grossing $150,000, that is $22,000 to $37,000 a year gone before rent is even paid. Then add rent, $5,000 to $15,000 a month for a high-traffic location. Because a laundromat in a bad location is not a discount, it is a death sentence. Then card system fees, insurance, then maintenance, and this is the one that surprises everyone. Commercial laundry equipment takes a beating. A washer lasts 10 to 15 years and a dryer 15 to 20, but the valves, belts, bearings, and motors fail constantly. A single commercial washer costs $1,000 to $20,000 to replace. Run all of it on that $150,000 store, and the owner is left with $30,000 to $60,000 if nothing major breaks. When the water heater goes, it is a bad year. Here is the cost that appears on no spreadsheet and drives most first-time owners out. The myth of passive. A laundromat is only passive until something breaks. And in a room full of water, heat, and moving parts, something is always breaking. It is a flooded floor at 9 at night, a dryer that stops heating on the busiest Saturday of the month, a coin box pried open overnight, a customer whose comforter jammed a machine so badly it needs a new bearing, and a utility company that just raised water rates again, permanently. And here is the trap inside the trap. Your two biggest costs, utilities and rent, only go up, while your prices are stuck. Raise the price of a wash from $4 to $4.50, and customers walk 3 blocks to the cheaper store. Your margins get quietly squeezed every single year by rate hikes you cannot pass on. The absentee owner dream works right up until the day it does not, and then you are driving in at midnight with a wet vac. So how do laundromats actually fail? 2 patterns repeat. Case study 1. The inflated purchase. Laundromats are often sold based on the seller's claimed collections, cash that is famously hard to verify. Unlike a restaurant with card receipts, a coin laundromat's revenue is literally a pile of quarters in a locked box. Buyers routinely overpay, purchasing a store at a multiple of revenue that was quietly exaggerated, then discover the real numbers only after closing, when the machines and the water bill tell the truth. Overpaying for unverifiable cash flow is the single most common way a laundromat buyer loses money. Case study 2. The utility and lease squeeze. A store can be perfectly profitable the day you buy it and underwater 3 years later without a single thing changing inside, because the landlord raised the rent and the city raised water rates. Laundromats are uniquely exposed here. They are utility-intensive and location-dependent. A rent increase or a water rate hike hits them harder than almost any other retail business. Signing a short lease in a rising cost area is a slow-motion way to lose the whole store. So what actually makes a laundromat wealthy? Here is the equation. Laundromat wealth equals real estate ownership plus utility efficiency plus ancillary revenue plus the coin cash flow. In that exact order of importance. Most buyers obsess over the coin cash flow. The quarters. It is the most visible and the most fragile part of the business, squeezed every year by costs you cannot control. Real estate ownership is the quiet fortune. The operators who actually get rich own the building the laundromat sits in. The laundromat pays the mortgage. The building appreciates. And the owner controls the one thing that kills everyone else, the rent. A laundromat where you own the ground under it is a completely different business than one you lease. Utility efficiency is the multiplier hiding in plain sight. High-efficiency machines that use half the water and gas can be the difference between $30,000 of profit and $60,000. In a business where utilities are the number one cost, the owner who obsesses over water and gas per cycle wins. And ancillary revenue. Wash and fold, vending machines, and ATM commercial contracts. This is where the margin actually lies, because it stacks high-value services on top of a machine base you are already paying to run. Here is the cynical truth nobody says clearly. A laundromat is not a passive quarter machine. It is a utility arbitrage business wrapped in a piece of real estate that only becomes real wealth when you own the building, control the utilities, and stack services on top. Rent the space and sell only washes, and you have bought yourself a physically demanding job that happens to smell like detergent. Own the dirt and run it efficiently, and you own an appreciating asset that quietly pays you in quarters while the building doubles in value. The machines were never the business. The real estate and the utility bill always were. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe for more exciting content.